So I want to create this video because one of my toilets started leaking, and it started leaking from where the bolts attached to the upper tank. One of the bolts over here was leaking, and after I looked at it, I guess what's in here is there's a big gasket here in the middle, and then on the two bolts that hold this tank to the bowl there are some rubber washers. And what happened on my other one is same as this, where the bolts are corroded and then the washers have disintegrated, and disintegrated enough to where it started leaking. So I'm going to do the same with this toilet because it looks just as bad, and the way we're going to replace that is we got a repair kit from Home Depot, and what it comes with is the center gasket and then a couple of bolts here. And it's important how you set these up, as I learned on my other toilet. For the top part of the bolt that goes in the tank, you need to only put on the rubber washer, no metal washer on top of this, just this rubber washer and the bolt, and that goes in the tank. And then underneath we've got a metal washer and a nut, which is going to go up against the bottom of the tank. And you know, I'm sure you say, oh, you shouldn't have metal against the porcelain, but you know, you're not going to screw this down so tight where it's going to crack the porcelain. You're going to screw it down tight enough to you know, dimple this washer, and then it'll hold your bolts in and hold this washer in. And then the bottom one is to attach the tank to the bowl, and we're just kind of using this rubber washer as a cushion down there. So I'll show that when we start replacing it. But just make sure you don't put the metal washer on top of this rubber washer inside the tank, or else it'll leak. And it definitely leaks if you do it that way. So the tools we're going to use, hopefully, for this is just a screwdriver. The nuts are 13 millimeters on this kit, and maybe the adjustable pliers to take off the water supply line. And first thing you want to do is to turn off the water supply, and on this one we just pull it out, and that turns that off. And then we go up and we flush the toilet to get all the water out of the hole. Hold it down so it's not going to refill, and we've still got a little bit of water in there, so you need to get that out. And we'll do that by using a little siphon, or you could use a towel and just stick it in there and sop up all the water. Alright, so what I'm going to use to get the water out is one of these little turbo pumps, and I just pump it right into the bowl. Okay, that gets rid of most of it. Alright, put that over to the side. And then, like I said, you can just get a towel here to get the rest of this, which hopefully will be manageable, because you don't want it to be all over your floor when you take the bolts out. It looks like this one's a little crooked here. You got more water on one side than the other. And this part you probably don't even care about, but just wanted to show what you probably are going to have to deal with yourself. Okay. There's more water left in here than I thought. All right. So we've got most of the water out of there. And now for the fun part. So these bolts that I was mentioning on the sides here, if they were actually tight, you'd use a wrench here and loosen them, but since mine are basically not even tight at all, I'm gonna, oh, and I forgot one more thing, to take off the water supply hose, and that's going to spill some water too. So we'll put that under there, unscrew that, and just a little bit of water will come out of there. So this is the tube, the bowl and the washer from the original installation, and I guess you should hold on to it when you get these off. So I'm going to take the other one off. And here's the other. Now the bowl should be loose, and we take it off, and we're going to set it onto a towel over here. Break the seal, and there is the old seal. Alright, so this one's starting to disintegrate here, so here's our replacement one. I got a little bit thicker one, and it should do the job. This is a Briggs toilet. So let's clean that out, and then we'll go work on the tank. Alright, I got a paper towel here, trying to clean out this old disintegrated rubber here. And this is the toilet in our house that is used the least, but even that the gaskets can disintegrate just by time. Our house is 20 years old, so these toilet gaskets are 20 years old, so I think I feel fortunate that they didn't leak. Okay, that's ready. Now let's go move to the tank. Alright, I got the tank moved out into the hallway so we can see better. You can see there's more black gunk, old gasket around the bottom of this. I'm going to try and clean that off too before we replace everything else, because the new gasket's going to go right over this. Yeah, it's pretty gross. And I just moved the bolt into the tank here, so let's look at how this is set up. So we have the bowl here, and here's the the old one, and the bolt is nice and corroded, and this gasket or fiber washer is starting to disintegrate. You can see the crap on my hands. So basically we just push these out. Like that. Or get it out of there. So now these two are out, and I'm going to clean up the holes where it's got all the old gasket material again, and then replace those. Okay, I cleaned this out as good as I could. So that's what it looks like now. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the new bolts. And said we made it up here. So this is how we're going to do it. So inside the tank, it's going to be like this. We are going to install the bolt, and then we're going to use a washer. And like I said, so you shouldn't use the metal washer straight against the porcelain, but this will allow it to not leak. So you just take your wrench, of course I forgot that. Take your wrench and you tighten this up, but you do not tighten it that tight. You stick your hand in here and you tighten it until you feel this gasket start to pucker, and you do not want to crack the porcelain. So that's it. It's not very tight at all, but this will make a good seal. And it may seem counterintuitive not to have the washer on top, but believe me, I tried it that way and we basically had lots of leaks. So I am going to do this the same way as the other one, and I will not have any leaks. There, washer. Put that nut on there. Your hand in here, feel the washer. Tighten it until you feel it depressing inside there, and that's what's making the seal. Okay, and then the final thing is to put this new center washer on here, and you gotta, stretch it over the opening and cover the bolt that's underneath. Okay, this is ready to go back on. And here's what it looks like inside. That should be it. Okay, try and not make another long-winded video like I have. Basically, we've got it set up like this. And you just set it back in here. Line up the bolt holes. And keep that set on there. And now what we're going to do to secure it is we're going to put the other fiber washer and then a regular washer and that this is just acting as a cushioning. It's not really doing anything. So, fiber washer, metal washer, and then tighten it down. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this spun on here so it grabs, and then we're going to do the other side. Rubber washer, metal washer, and then the nut. All this black stuff you see on here is all from those corroded washers or disintegrated washers, and that's pretty gross. Okay, now we're going to use the wrench to tighten these. Try and tighten evenly. That side. That side. And it helps if you go the right way when you're tightening it. Okay. Okay. Make sure the bowl's not moving around too much, and that should be all we need to do with tightening it. I'm going to reconnect the water line now. Okay, let's clean this up now. All right, we got everything cleaned up. I had to use Goo Gun. That stuff is like sticky, black, sticky stuff, and it was hard to get off, so got it all off. Now I'm going to turn the water back on, and hopefully there's no leaks. And what happened the last time on my other toilet is, basically as soon as I turned on the water, it started leaking. And right now, I've got no leaks from the bolts. No leak at all. And like I said, it leaked pretty much right away, and I tried to, tighten it down, and it just didn't work because I did it in the wrong order. I put the bolt and then the metal washer, then the rubber washer, and then on the underside I used the rubber washer and the metal washer, and I just totally didn't do it right at all. So this is the way to do it, and I have no leaks. These bolts are dry. and there is nothing coming out the back or the front, so that's all we need to do to replace those, and hopefully those will last another 20 years and give me some peace of mind that I'm not gonna, you know, have leaks when I go on vacation or anything like that. So hope this was informative, and we'll see you on the next one.